Bill and Deacon slam Ridge as Katie's golden opportunity arises. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Monday, January 5th reveal a surprising alliance, growing resentment toward Ridge Forrester, and a golden opportunity that could change the future for Katie Logan, while Taylor Hayes drifts into dangerously forbidden territory. Over at Il Giordano, Bill Spencer drops in looking for a drink and maybe a little validation. Deacon Sharp steps behind the bar, ready to pour more than just whiskey as Bill vents his latest frustrations. It doesn't take long before the conversation turns to a familiar target, Ridge Forrester. Although Bill technically won the battle for the Logan name, the victory feels hollow. He's furious over how Ridge and Brooke Logan Forrester are complicating things for Katie Logan, especially now that she's trying to build something of her own. Bill can't stand the way Brooke keeps inserting herself into Katie's success, or how Ridge continues to act like the Forresters are the only fashion geniuses in Los Angeles. From Bill's perspective, Ridge's arrogance knows no bounds, and Katie is paying the price for it. Deacon, of course, is more than happy to agree. Still reeling from the shock of the Forresters firing Deke Sharp, Deacon hasn't let go of his anger. He firmly believes his son was treated unfairly and never given a real chance to prove himself. As Bill rants about Ridge's superiority complex, Deacon counters with passionate praise for Deke's talent, insisting that the kid has what it takes to succeed, if only someone would take a risk on him. That's when the conversation shifts. A light bulb moment sparks for Bill as Deacon talks about Deke's drive and hunger to succeed. Bill knows Katie is building something new, something separate from Forrester Creations, and suddenly, hiring a young, ambitious designer who has nothing to lose starts to sound like a brilliant move. Bill may not make the pitch outright at Il Giordano, but the idea clearly sticks. And before long, Katie will indeed decide to make Deke an offer. For Katie, this is a golden opportunity, the chance to scoop up a talented, eager designer who's desperate to prove himself and just as motivated as she is. Unlike Ridge, Katie isn't interested in ego or legacy. She wants innovation, loyalty, and someone willing to grow alongside her. Deke fits that mold perfectly. Naturally, this move is bound to ruffle feathers at Forrester Creations, especially if Deke starts thriving outside their shadow. Meanwhile, elsewhere in Los Angeles, Taylor Hayes finds herself unable to stop thinking about Deacon Sharp, a dangerous development she knows she should be fighting harder. Deacon is no longer just a former patient or a complicated acquaintance. He's quietly working his way into Taylor's heart, blurring boundaries that should never be crossed. The problem? Deacon is married, and not just to anyone, but to Sheila Sharp. Taylor is painfully aware of how volatile Sheila can be, which makes her next challenge even more unsettling. Sheila soon shows up at Taylor's office door once again, forcing Taylor to mask her emotions and maintain her professional composure. Sheila's visits already leave Taylor deeply uncomfortable, but now there's far more at stake. If Sheila were to suspect the truth, even for a second, the consequences could be catastrophic. Taylor must stay calm, avoid any slip-ups, and hide the feelings she's struggling to control. One wrong look, one poorly chosen word could set Sheila off. And that's exactly what Steffi Forrester fears. Spoilers confirm that Steffi will soon receive updates about her mother's forbidden feelings for Deacon, setting the stage for intense mother-daughter drama during the week of January 5th through 9th. Steffi knows better than anyone how dangerous Sheila is, a total wildcard with a history of violent crimes and obsession. For Steffi, it's not about disapproval, it's about survival. She'll be terrified that Taylor is putting herself directly in Sheila's crosshairs, and once Sheila Carter locks onto a target, she rarely stops until someone gets hurt. As the Bold and the Beautiful heads into a volatile new week, alliances are forming, rivalries are reigniting, and forbidden feelings are pushing characters toward perilous choices. Bill and Deacon may find common ground in their hatred of Ridge. Katie may seize a chance that changes everything, but Taylor's secret desires could be the most dangerous storyline of all. Because when Sheila's involved, love doesn't just break hearts, it destroys
At Il Giardino,
lives.
the atmosphere is thick with resentment and whiskey. Bill Spencer slides onto a bar stool with the familiar weight of frustration riding his shoulders, and Deacon Sharp is more than happy to play bartender and therapist. It doesn't take long before their small talk turns into a full-blown vent session, with one very familiar name at the center of their mutual irritation: Ridge Forrester. Bill may have technically won the right to use the Logan name, but the victory feels hollow when he sees how Ridge and Brooke continue to loom over Katie's life and career. From Bill's perspective, Ridge can't stand the idea of anyone outside the Forrester dynasty succeeding, especially not a Logan, and definitely not Katie. Ridge acts like fashion began and ended with his last sketch, Bill mutters, swirling his drink. And Brooke? She can't help but rain on Katie's parade every time she takes a step forward. Deacon doesn't need convincing. He's still simmering over the Forresters firing his son, Deke Sharp, without giving him a real chance to prove himself. To Deacon, Ridge's arrogance isn't just annoying, it's destructive. They didn't even let him breathe, Deacon snaps. Deke's got talent. He's hungry. He wants this. But to Ridge, if you're not a Forrester, you're disposable. That shared bitterness creates an unexpected bond. Two men from very different worlds, united by the same belief. Ridge Forrester is standing in the way of people who deserve better. As Deacon passionately defends Deke's abilities, something clicks for Bill. He knows Katie is trying to build something independent, something free of Ridge's shadow and Brooke's constant interference. Suddenly, the idea of hiring a young, eager designer with something to prove doesn't just sound good, it sounds perfect. Bill doesn't spell it out yet, but the seed is planted. If Ridge won't recognize talent unless it carries the Forrester name, then maybe Katie should be the one to prove him wrong. And before long, she does. Katie Logan finds herself staring at a golden opportunity, one she'd be foolish to ignore. Deke Sharp is ambitious, creative, and desperate for a real shot. He doesn't come with ego or entitlement. He comes with drive. Katie knows exactly what it's like to be underestimated, dismissed, and overshadowed, and that makes her decisions surprisingly clear. Hiring Deke isn't just smart business. It's a statement. By offering Deke a position, Katie isn't merely filling a role, she's declaring independence from the Forrester machine. This is her chance to build something on her own terms with people who believe in her vision instead of trying to control it. And if that success happens to bruise Ridge's oversized ego along the way, so be it. Meanwhile, Deacon's life is getting complicated in ways that have nothing to do with business. Taylor Hayes can't seem to shake him from her thoughts, a fact that both unsettles and frightens her. What started as professional concern has evolved into something dangerously personal, and Taylor knows better than anyone how wrong that is. Deacon isn't just a former patient, he's married. And not just married, but married to Sheila Carter. Taylor is painfully aware of the dangers she's dancing around. Sheila's volatility is legendary, and her obsession with Deacon makes her unpredictable at best and lethal at worst. That reality hits even harder when Sheila shows up at Taylor's office again, her presence sending a chill straight down Taylor's spine. Every word Taylor chooses is careful. Every expression is controlled. One slip, one hint of what she's really feeling could be catastrophic. Sheila's eyes are always searching, always suspicious, and Taylor knows she can't afford even a moment of honesty. What Taylor doesn't realize yet is that the truth won't stay buried for long. Steffi Forrester is about to learn what her mother's been trying to hide, and when she does, panic will set in fast. Steffi understands exactly what's at stake. Sheila isn't just jealous, she's dangerous. And if Taylor continues down this path, she may be placing herself directly in Sheila's crosshairs. As alliances shift and ambitions rise, The Bold and the Beautiful sets the stage for explosive consequences. Bill and Deacon's shared resentment towards Ridge may fuel Katie's biggest professional win yet. But elsewhere, forbidden feelings are threatening to ignite something far more dangerous. In this world, success is never simple, and love, when crossed with obsession, can be deadly.